man built was greatness, now shattered like an egg. This is the Chronicles. In the Genesis, January 1st, 1960, Angola got its freedom, and 11th of February 1961, Cameroon and Angola became brothers in a referendum. Like Le Coupé and Maningo back to exist in confederation, 63 years later, the blood of the innocent shed to pay the price of our forefathers' mistakes, the price of their choices. Was it the we or yes? First, they said it was Boko Haram from the north. From being the jihad of Usman Dan Fodio, nowhere is safe. Saturday, 9 September 2017. Teachers, lawyers, they said, I recall leaving school for home that day, naively so jovial, because we thought it was a strike to strive for our future strides, a fight to fight for our future fights. But then, the first blood spilled on a land our forefathers bore with their blood for liberation, in shadows of history's cruel reign. When the missionaries came to Africa, they had the Bible and we had the land. They said, let us pray. We closed our eyes open. We had the Bible and they had the land. We bear the weight of mental chains. Colonial masters physically gone but mentally present. Our voices echo songs of freedom. Generations bound by unseen bars, struggling to break free from scars. They suppressed our cultural richness and traditions, buried the turmoil in our brains and called it independence. Just a flag independence indeed.
My body, we not go fit to capture my soul.
But from the depths of resilient flames, our spirit ignites, that which refuses to tame the penat for long generation. Descendants of a great Miashaw, Africa's intellectual and prince of peace. From Cameroon in the heart of Africa, a man who believed in unity before diversity, a people politically divided but economically and developmentally united, decolonized and washed off Eurocentrism. I am no crusader for the things English. I do not worship English. I worship Lamso, for that is my identity. Just as them foot beat their blades and hit the drums to the rhythms of my ancestors within my soul, rethinking the African philosophy of education. If the first language of a child from birth is their mother tongue, education will greatly ameliorate, in the words of Ngugi wa Thiong'o. This is the move of Professor Benanso Okikafonlon, also known as the genuine intellectuals, not the Lion King's dream, but the Martin Luther King's dream. Africa rise, retelling your own stories in resilience and resistance. Africans reclaim what was once theirs and even more. Why fight against each other? Why take the life of a brother, sister, mother, or child? The war would end. The leaders will shake hands. But the old woman will keep waiting for her brave son. The young girl will keep waiting for her beloved husband. That boy would endlessly wait for his mother. Those children will wait for their heroic father. I do not know who sold our homeland, but I saw who paid the price.
mchungaji wangu, sitapungukiwa kati malisho ya majani mabichi unilaza, kanto maji ya utulivu uniongoza, kati malisho ya majani mabichi unilaza, kanto Umenipa mafuta kichwani pangu, hakika wema na fadhili zitanifuata siku zote za maisha yangu. Gongo lako na fimbo yako umenipa mafuta kichwani pangu, hakika wema na fadhili zitanifuata siku zote za maisha Achuba, chuba, chuba, weka vigelegele. Twende, 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 twende. Sijaona mamchezea rumba bwana. Twende, 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 chuba, chuba. Hakikisha umemshika jirani yako. Sijakuona, sijakuona. Aha. Chuba. 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 Watu wa zamani nisikia vigelegele. Twende. Twende.
Akosene bakoni ba oroko winyabuni we kokiari suma chief asu sakwe we bongo akinye umboka rikubi nya
eso make wo base
ngamboni nya
roki mana ko base
Paulo
Awaka Mosaka Mwaba na ba Oma Mokoni monene Paulo de plaisir Eraka
Obase ya lorito Eso make bobase ya lorito Ero kimana kobase Obase ya lorito Eso make bobase ya lorito Ero kimana kobase Inerize be mwana wasuwe Eso make bobase Inerize mwana wasuwe Ero kimana kobase Ori nasa kwe siri Eso make bobase Ama modio wasuwe Ero kimana kobase Owe
Boson, Tata Chief, Sakwe Cyril Asu, Wamboka Rikumi, Tata Ilangwe Peter Nanje, Munene Wadideku, Masoma, Sango Sakwe George, Dr. Thompson Mambe, Masoma Nenye Batata, Iya, Sakani, na Reverend Dr. Sami Salem, Sango Mudi Sibanos, Ose, Masoma, Oje, Barrio, Tata Chief Cyril Sakwe, Mbane Mbimo hii? Aha, okay, Ndiga Mavinge, Kono!
Okakele, keke bambete bakasa ni biyongo, okakele, keke bambete bakasa ni biyongo, okakele, ima keke bambete bakasa ni biyongo, okakele, keke bambete bakasa ni biyongo, okakele, ima keke bambete bakasa ni biyongo, okakele, keke bambete bakasa ni biyongo, okakele,
good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry for the late start tonight. Whatever the case, we are here, and I hope to come to you tonight with very, very educative and illuminating information as usual, as far as the Ambazonian struggle for independence actualization is concerned. Thank you for tuning in. Welcome to the show. If you are watching by way of the social media, do me the favor. Go ahead and hit your share button. Let others know the anchor man is not live, he is alive. He is alive here and now. So, Manuel Endeley, Cameroon's pocket lawyer, is once more backing without tooth, ladies and gentlemen. So, when I will be bringing you the list, they have sent a petition to the home U.S. Immigration Department with the FBI asking the U.S. to deport some of yours, including yours truly seated here. So, the summary of the message I will pass to every Ambazonian out there, both on ground zero and in the diaspora, is not to worry. Not to worry. We have seen that before. But my panel will also be talking about the chiefs, Ambazonian chiefs' endorsement of another term of office for La République du Cameroon's dying Paul Biya. In fact, nobody knows if he is alive or not. But we're going to be talking about that tonight. But before I take you there, please, I'd like you to stay put, and I am going to be right back with you with my monologue tonight. So please stay tuned. I will be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you once more for tuning in to this broadcast tonight. I will start with something very, very inspiring, something that I have been looking for over the years. Something that reminds us, ladies and gentlemen, something that reminds us why we are here today, why we fight today, why we are in a struggle to redeem our past, to redeem our history. And it is this very powerful statement that was made by Dr. E.M.L. Endeley. A very powerful statement that was made by Dr. E.M.L. Endeley. You find it right there on your screen. Endeley said, "We shall suffer." Endeley said, "We shall suffer." That wasn't a prophecy. Ladies and gentlemen. It was a warning. And Endeley made this appeal on the eve of the 1961 referendum that got us unequally yoked together with La République du Cameroon. Many of you out there, if you are like me, you read this statement of Dr. Endeley. Sometimes you may be bound to shed tears. You may shed tears when you come to read about that statement. Let me read it to you. I know this is an old newspaper clipping. that somebody forwarded to me because I think he heard me talked about it, referenced it the other day. I didn't know that this still exists. But Dr. Endeley said, and now again, this was on the eve of the 1961 referendum, when we had the choice of either joining Nigeria or joining La République du Cameroon without the option, the third option of independence for ourselves. Dr. Endeley wrote, and I read, this solemn message printed and made available to all. Okay, these are not directly his quote. I'm just reading that newspaper clipping there, but Endeley's quotes are there. We will get there, and I'd like you to listen to it. This solemn message printed and made available to all Southern Cameroonians is eternal evidence of the full note of warning, ladies and gentlemen, that is being sounded in good time to all Cameroons, to all Cameroon's people before they make their historic choice of February 11. Now, this was published in 1961, ladies and gentlemen. This was published in 1961. And if you live with us today and see what goes on in our territory, you will agree, though Endeley was merely passing a warning, he was indeed a prophet, probably not known to himself. Now, this is what Endeley wrote. That day is a red letter day. He called the 1961 referendum, 11 February 1961, a red letter day in the history of our territory. Remember, he said, remember this as you go to the polls. Endeley won. He said, remember this, that 11 February 1961 will be, is a red letter day. And he said to the people, to Ambazonians, remember it as you go to the polls. And then he wrote, Endeley wrote, and this is very, very emotional to read. The Association of the Southern Cameroons with Nigeria has been to the best interests of Cameroonians. Now, he was here referring to Ambazonians, Cameroonians. He continued, the territory has advanced from a province in the eastern region of Nigeria to a full self-governing region with a separate House of Assembly, a government and a premier or prime minister. A House of Chiefs has been established that so that natural rulers share in the government of their country, that is the Southern Cameroons. In French Cameroon, Endeley said, there is no place for chiefs. There is no House of Chiefs, and no provision is made for a House of Chiefs in the Foncha Ahijo plan. If you cast your vote in the white box, you are working for the abolition of our House of Chiefs. How prophetic that was. If you cast your vote for the white box, he said, you are working for the abolition of our House of Chiefs. Can you imagine what has become of our chiefs as I speak to you today? How many of you out there do not lament the kind of men that our chiefs have become? Now, let me continue what Endeley wrote. Endeley wrote, in the southern Cameroons and Nigeria, political differences are settled by argument and by and by the ballot box, he said. But in French Cameroon, Endeley wrote, political differences are settled by guns and poison. Political differences are settled in La République du Cameroon, Endeley said, by guns and by poison. How accurate could he have been? If you want, he said, to avert the impending confusion that will befall the southern Cameroons, and if you want the territory to develop into a country where all will be fairly treated and adequately catered for, where there will be equal opportunities for everyone, irrespective of tribe, creed, race, or political association, then Endeley said, cast your vote in the green box during the plebiscite on February 11. That was Dr. E.M.L. Endeley. What a warning. What a warning that was ignored. I guess Endeley already knew Foncha was working with Ahijo. That is why he called it, if you vote for the Foncha and Ahijo's plan, they make no provision for the House of Chiefs. Do you realize that this so-called national traditional rulers, whatever conference that they formed recently, I think that thing was formed, I think, after their grand national dialogue or so. They did it so to pass the impression, to give the impression to southern Cameroonians that, there is a national House of Chiefs, a national House of Chiefs. Whereas it's not a House of Chiefs, it's a house of lackeys, it's a house of cronies, it's a house of hand clappers, a house of hungry men sitting there in the name of chiefs. Who do they command? I think there is only probably one chief or fon left in Ambazonia. There may be many that I may not know, but I think the only fon or chief that deserve the respect of the people of Ambazonia, that should be the fon of Bafut, I believe. Yes, that should be the fon of Bafut. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is pathetic. I am bringing you this because 11 February again is by the corner. 11 February is by the corner. Today is January the 29th. Today is January the 29th. 11 February is only about 12 days or so to come. And once more, we are here hearing the marching orders. Schools are being made to go on and recite dances, march past, songs, choirs, and so on and so forth. We have banned it in Ambazonia. Anybody hearing these words of the late Dr. E.M.L. Endeley will know we are doing the right thing here. There is no way, no day in which we think again of worshiping the so-called 11 February and 20th May. Dr. Endeley, remember, he called it a red letter day. 11 February as a red letter day. It's exactly what it is. So please, ground zero as you listen to the sound of my voice. Make sure your children stay home on 11 February. Now, I saw something yesterday. I wish I had that. I have that paper here. I saw something yesterday, a press statement coming from, I think, the so-called Minister of National Education, passing a statement to all the schools, telling the principals and whatever the directors of the school to recognize the National Bilingualism Day to be celebrated February the 2nd, I think February the 2nd to the 7th, I believe is that letter stated that they are celebrating National Bilingualism Day. Comrades, Do you guys imagine they are still carrying on this buffoonery in our territory in the name of so-called bilingualism day, and they will use 1 week to celebrate it? What do they have to show for it, for bilingualism? I really wish the restoration forces will go school to school and shut down, and if possible put fire on it. Let them Salah, listen to me. Any school that honor anything like Republic du Cameroon in a territory deserve to be set on fire. Any institution in Ambazonia that goes worshipping the regime in Yaoundé deserves to be brought down. They cannot keep on pretending as if nothing exists after 9 years. 9 years with over 30,000 people dead and over 1 million displaced refugees in their country and others in Nigeria and the rest of Africa. And they just think that what we need is bilingualism. Bilingualism? What is bilingualism? Who cares nowadays about French? I saw in the Congo, they are chasing the French out, they burned down the French embassy, and they are chasing them. In fact, they almost killed their ambassador. I saw the images today. Who cares about bilingualism? Ambazonians will be stupid and dull to go out honoring anything in the name of so-called bilingualism day. Another annexationist policy. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, I will be right back. Give me a minute. When I come back, I will take you to my monologue for the day that has to do with the letter from La République du Cameroon asking the Honorable Donald Trump to pack us out of America. Of course, you know, that is not happening. Stay put. Thank you for staying put, ladies and gentlemen. Once more, this young guy, they call him Emmanuel Insale, with all his different faces. You can see the faces of a very corrupt personality there, the faces of a very corrupt man. You can see it there. Once more, he is doing the bidding for La République du Cameroon. He got out this 6-page document in which he is asking that President Trump sends us out. President Trump sends us out. I call it the highest form of desperation. The highest form of desperation. That is exactly what it is, and that is what I call it, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, again, that is not going to hold any water. It is not going to hold any water. Nobody should be worried or afraid, because nobody is going to be sent out of the United States. No Ambazonian leader is going to be sent out of the United States. All what you see from these guys is grandstanding, and I mean grandstanding of the first order. So nobody should be worried about that. So at this moment, I think I should bring you my monologue on this subject of La République du Cameroon, and after that, I will bring you the list out. Some of you have seen that list already, I'm quite sure, because it has been making the rounds on social media. You may have read it, but let me send a message to La République du Cameroon, and I believe they do listen to me daily. The corrupt and annexationist regime in La République du Cameroon, in one of its endless desperation to suppress the legitimate struggle for Ambazonian freedom, has once again embarrassed itself on the international stage. Their latest blunder, it is a 6-page petition to Donald Trump's government, specifically directing the U.S. Department of Homeland Security and the FBI, drafted by none other than their incompetent legal lackey, Emmanuel Endeley, whose face you see there, attempting to coerce the United States into deporting Ambazonian nationalists and freedom fighters. What Cameroon fails to understand is that their own document does nothing but strengthen the case for Ambazonians in the USA to remain protected from deportation. This ridiculous petition is not just legally and diplomatically pointless. It is a self-inflicted wound that exposes Cameroon's own brutal repression. In their sheer stupidity, the Cameroonian authorities and their pocket lawyer in Endeley have put in writing exactly what they intend to do to any Ambazonian deported back to their hellish regime: imprisonment, torture, and persecution. With this, they have handed to the U.S. government a clear and indisputable piece of evidence, proving that deporting Ambazonians would be a direct violation of U.S. laws on asylum and human rights protections. The Trump administration has been explicitly warned by Cameroon itself that sending these freedom fighters back would be sending them into the hands of a brutal, vengeful, lawless regime. So, we say thank you, Cameroon. Thank you, Emmanuel Endeley. Thank you for your reckless incompetence. Thank you for providing a solid legal argument that will ensure no Ambazonian is forcefully returned to your torture chambers. Your own words now serve as a protective shield for our people, providing beyond a shadow of a doubt that any deportation will be an act of complicity in crimes against humanity. Every Ambazonian asylum seeker, whether your name is on the list or not, must secure a copy of that petition and hand it to your immigration lawyer. As for Emmanuel Endeley, this is a man whose career has been defined by his embarrassing failures against Ambazonians. He has never won a single case against our people. Yet, the corrupt government in Yaoundé continues to fill his pockets with blood money, funding frivolous lawsuits and defamatory campaigns that go absolutely nowhere. Endeley, sir, you sued me twice on behalf of your corrupt government and you lost. Here I am still sitting, doing what I do best. You are a perfect definition of a loser. Endeley is a lawyer in name only, a mercenary for whose know without any talent, filling his pockets with the treasury of Cameroon. Ambazonians should pay him no mind. His record speaks for itself. A series of empty threats, baseless lawsuits, and legal embarrassments that ultimately amount to zero, nothing. Please let no Ambazonian lose sleep over this list of names. This so-called petition holds no weight in any U.S. court. If anything, it is a powerful legal tool in our favor. The United States does not deport individuals to banana republics, shithole countries like Cameroon, where they face persecution and torture. And Cameroon has just accepted in writing that this is exactly what they intend to do. The struggle is strong. The enemy is desperate. In their own foolishness will continue to be their downfall. And you can take that to the bank, ladies and gentlemen. That is my monologue. What a piece of evidence they have put in our hands to defend ourselves. And that is why I am telling every one of you immigrants out there, if you have not secured a copy of that Endeley petition, make sure you secure it today and send it to your lawyer and let your lawyer file with the Homeland Security. It is a rescuer for those of you who fear deportation. That is my monologue. Let me get to my guests for tonight. I see only one of them seems to be here yet. Please, the Honorable Chris Ajua, I see you, sir. It's great to have you. I don't think your microphone is turned on. I don't see your microphone turned on. Before I get to you, let me do this. I think I should bring the list. I should read this list so that people know exactly who Cameroon is targeting here. Let me bring the list. Give me 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. Let me get that list and bring to you. It appears from the document that the major targets here are Tapang Ivo, yours truly, that is myself, John Ba Akuro, Samuel Ekomesako. Of course, these appear to be the 4 main targets, because those are the names that are mentioned in the body of their article. The rest of it is a list. So let me see. Where they mention those names. It says, Mangwe Nsala writes, the Ambazonian separatist movement and its members are the prime example of the type of immigrants that the Trump administration seeks to target and deport. These individuals have committed immigration fraud, violated anti-terrorism laws, and engaged in crimes against humanity, including killing school children. Targeting this group not only aligns with, but exceeds the requirements and priorities outlined by the administration to protect national security and enforce immigration law. This is a very fraudulent guy. The sister is still in jail for defrauding the United States government, and he is the first to point fingers. Endeley's sister, who stole American tax money, ladies and gentlemen, is still languishing in jail, and he is there pointing finger. He hasn't sued the U.S. government to release his sister, who is a fraud, but he is pointing fingers at us. Now he adds, he says specific individuals, prominent members of the Ambazonian movement, including Tapang Ivo Tangu, Eric Tato, John Ba Akuro, Christopher Fowne Anu, Samuel Ekomesako, and others, he said, in the attached list in the attached list, which is the list I'll be reading, have used their position to incite violence, solicit funds for terrorist activities, and recruit supporters. Many of these individuals have pending asylum applications or have been denied asylum and are appealing, have committed immigration fraud by concealing their involvement in crimes against humanity and terrorism under INA section blah, 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 blah. So, let me get to the, now this is what he is requesting. This is what he is requesting. Number one, expedited review of asylum applications. So in Salai is saying that for those who have asylum applications pending, the U.S. government should quickly look at them. And then it says, ensure asylum application from Ambazonia. Ambazonia separatists are reviewed under enhanced vetting procedures with a focus on their alleged support for terrorism. Number two, it says revocation of immigration status. He is asking the U.S. government to revoke the green cards, revoke the green cards and citizenship. That means my own citizenship should be taken away, according to Mangwe and Salai. Revoke the green cards and citizenship of individuals found to have violated U.S. laws, particularly those engaged in terrorism or fraud. Now, the third one, it says deportation proceedings. It says, Mangwe and Salai says, the U.S. should prioritize deportation for those whose asylum applications have been denied. Can you imagine how wicked these guys who eat from the crumbs falling from the Cameroon tables can be? He said, prioritize deportation for those whose asylum applications have been denied or who are found inadmissible under U.S. law. So you can imagine what will happen to anybody, ladies and gentlemen, anybody that is sent back to La République du Cameroon. You can imagine what is going to happen to anybody sent back to Cameroon, whether you are an Ambazonian supporter or not, because many of you here listening, watching at me now, do not even support this struggle. Do not even support it. I hope now you are realizing that you don't just lose both ways. You don't just lose both ways. It doesn't hurt you to contribute. Now, whether you contributed or didn't contribute, they're coming for you. What are you going to do? So, let me look at the list here. Let me look at the list here. I see the name of Blaise Chair. I see Victorine Yangni, who lives here in Houston with me. Irene Gua's name is there. I see Eyembe Elango, who was long dead. I see Richard Tangu, my honorable treasurer of the interim government. I see Helen Akonji. I see Restus in there. I think they are trying to say Festus. I don't know who. I think it should be Festus in there, whoever it is. I see Patience Abidu. The name is there. And then the list continues. Sebastian Bariku, my honorable member of the Restoration Council. George Fon, I see his name. Henry Mokube, Matthew Atugon. Then I also see Ebenezer Akwanga. I see John Ba Akuro. I see Komita Evis. I also see Jude Ambe. I see Ntumfoin, Bo Herbert. Lambert Mbom, I see your name, sir. You are honored. Jude Ozugen, I see your name there. Samuel Komesako. Tabenyang Echu, I see you, sir. You are honored. Peter Ako, John Tale. I see also Stanley Tabi. Kwanga Cornelius. I think Kwanga Cornelius, is he not in J in La République du Cameroon? If I'm not mistaken. Christentia Asong, that is Reverend Asong. Eric Tato. And I see even Prince Jeka is listed here, and Prince Jeka doesn't live In the United States, ladies and gentlemen, J.K. doesn't live in the United States. You can see the buffoonery of Manuel in Salah. But the list continues. I see Grace Ajeli. You say in the U.S., Benedict Kwa. I see it. Christopher Anu Fobene. Aka, Chris Anu, they're right. Franklin Vela is there. Daniel Eso also is there. I also see Christensia Akunju. Is it a song again? Perhaps. I see Wabuga Ndong. Christmas Ebini Atem. Harrison Abongwa. Leo Kem or Leo Chem. Kizito Elad, my friend in Germany. Eko Mezoge Metuge, our secretary here at the interim government. John Egiawan. Martin Ayim is there. Walter Fondo is in the Finland, I believe. Sylvester Zama, I see your name. Comfort in London. I see also Benseka Kikisi Pascal. I see Injowo Clement. Oh, I see my name again somewhere. Then I see Mbesa. Mbesa, I see your name here, sir. Robert Fondi, I see your name. Tezok Emma, Tabenyang Brado, Fusi Tio, Emmanuel Tita, Zama Isaac, Atienjo, that is my Honorable Foreign Secretary here. That is Dr. Atienjo, who should be joining me in this broadcast. I see Ngwa Monji Atungon. I think I mentioned that before. Ngwa Celestine. I see Atungon Mbariku. Tata Konfo. Paul Yunwa. And Shea Jones. Those are the names, ladies and gentlemen. The names that Cameroon won Donald Trump to send back packing to ground zero. So, the Honorable Chris Ajua, I don't know whether your microphone is turned on now. I do not see it indicating here. Check it, please, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, those are the faces that Cameroon won, repatriated. Some of your leaders that Cameroon won back home. Yeah, so Dr. Atienjo, I am not seeing you, so please log back in, and Comrade Sama, I can't see you either. Log in, please. Dr. Atienjo, I cannot see you. Your screen is dark. Log out and log back in, and make sure the camera of your gadget is turned on. So those are the people, ladies and gentlemen, the faces you find on your screen. Those are the leaders, your leaders, that Cameroon wants Donald Trump to send packing back. Let me get to the Honorable Chris Ajua and see if he can hear me. Hello, Comrade Chris, it's good to have you, sir. Yes, I can hear you. Your microphone is not on. And Dr. Atienjo is still not. And Dr. Atienjo, you are still not on. I don't see you. Comrade Sama, I don't see you. So please, you guys log out, log back in. Log out and log back in, please. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, again, those are the faces that La République du Cameroon wants Donald Trump to send packing back to La République du Cameroon. But we think they have done us a favor. Okay, I think I can see your microphone turned on now, Honorable Chris. Your microphone is turned on now. Just centralize yourself, seated, centralize yourself.
So you can hear me now?
I can hear you now, sir, yes. I can hear you. Centralize your image on the screen.
Okay, let's see.
All right, I'd like to get your take on this thing. You have just read it, I believe. Uh, Give me your take. Give me your take on this Cameroon letter requesting that Donald Trump sends Ambazonians packing back to the ground. I call it a piece of evidence. Evidence that can only help our
Yes,
SREs.
thank you very much, Comrade Chris. I am glad that when you started, at some point you did mention one very important point. The United States of America is not a banana republic. The United States of America, America's laws are not going to be influenced by external forces, uh, by countries like French Cameroon, La République du Cameroon, that is in itself a lawless, disorderly country. I'm sitting right here, as you can see by my side, right here, the flag of the United States. Every time I look at that flag, I honor it and I respect it, and it brings to my mind the history of the United States from the founding fathers of this nation up to our current president, President Trump. And I don't think America is going to America's policies concerning this matter are going to be influenced by French Cameroon. We know that even when the United States was formed, they fought for their freedom and their liberty. They fought against a monarchy, King George III. I suppose King George could have called people like Jefferson, uh, George Washington, and all the other great founders of this nation. He might have called them terrorists. But look at where America is today. America fought for their freedom, and that is they got it, and that is exactly what Ambazonians are doing. Ambazonians are fighting for their freedom. If La République really thinks that they have any rights over Ambazonia, um, let them get to the international bodies and have the matter resolved, rather than killing our people and asking their paid stooges in America, people like in Salai, to do their dirty work. There is no, since this matter of deportation started, how many countries do you know that have contacted the United States and said deport our citizens? How many?
Yeah.
Many countries know that their citizens are here in America, but how many do you know that have requested that their citizens should be deported? Instead, they are fighting the deportation of their citizens. If La République du Cameroon, I'm not saying that Ambazonians are citizens of La République, but when Ambazonians are deported, they are sent to French Cameroon. Ambazonians are not citizens of French Cameroon. So even legally, they are not supposed to be taken to Douala or Yaoundé. If they were supposed to be deported, even if that happened, they should be taken to an airport in Ambazonia, such as in Chico or in Bamenda, not in Yaoundé, and not in Douala either. So whatever the Insala guy is doing, he's simply wasting his time. And as he said earlier, he has given us the weapons to fight La République within the U.S. court system, because the United States is not a banana republic like French Cameroon, and therefore whatever they are doing, they are indirectly, in a way, they are actually helping us, as you mentioned earlier. So that's what I can say for now. Thank you.
Yeah, I think that thing can only help us, in which is why I am appealing very strongly to every asylum seeker here in the U.S. to lay hands on this Emmanuel Insalai's letter. Make sure it gets into the hands of your lawyer immediately, whether you don't know whether you're under deportation or not, whether your name is there or not, it doesn't matter. That letter will help all of you, everybody who is afraid of deportation. Get it. It's a piece of timely evidence that can save you from being deported. Am I correct, Honorable Chair?
Yes, I do agree totally with that. Getting a copy of that letter is very important. They should actually print it and carry it with them, just in case they have to go to some government office, a Department of Homeland Security, ICE, immigration, or whatever, to defend themselves, of course, in the presence of their lawyer. They should obey, and they should comply with any officer that approach them. They should comply rather than fighting and trying to run away. And carry that letter with them. Have a lawyer always present, or at least request the presence of a lawyer, or request being taken to an immigration judge on their matter, rather than fighting in futility. Again, that particular document is a document for them to carry with them. Another thing that I could mention. Ambazonians should know that they are not citizens of French Cameroon. So that in itself, it's an issue that the United States government has to reckon with. Ambazonians are not citizens of French Cameroon. Even if you're a U.S. citizen and you have even if you're a U.S. citizen and you have your passport mentioning country of origin as Cameroon, that in itself is not correct. Because Southern Cameroon, the citizens of Southern Cameroon's Ambazonia are not citizens of Cameroon. So any country that designates an Ambazonian or a citizen of Southern Cameroon's as coming from Cameroon, that in itself is wrong. That is something that needs to also be fixed. I've been thinking about that particular issue for many years, and I don't think it's correct. That is something also that needs to be fixed. Maybe the United States State Department or in other countries, their foreign the Ministry of Foreign Services may have their ministries of foreign affairs. They may be able to also consider this particular point, where they may put country of birth as Cameroon instead of Southern Cameroons or Ambazonia. If they want to go by the old name, they can say former British Southern Cameroons or simply Southern Cameroons.
Yeah. In his letter, Emmanuel Endeley is quoting his success, referring to the cases involving Ma Ngang, who is currently serving time. Remember, there were 5 or 4 who were picked up in Maryland and put on judgment for producing ammunition they were about shipping to Cameroon. Emmanuel Endeley is claiming that as a charge that he led. Now, those are the kind of victories he claimed. Those things had nothing to do with him. It had everything to do with the U.S. legal system, FBI investigation. He is talking also about others. And I say, Cameroon must be so desperate when you see moves like this, and the particular time they are doing it, it shows such an amount of desperation for a man who has never won a case. I am still waiting for Endeley to maybe sue me, and let's see. He is a gift that keeps on giving to all of us. I hope he realizes, and the Cameroon government realizes this. But he keeps on claiming stuff like, some of these are groups out there go out and claim stuff to which they have no idea of what happened. If I may ask you, this is just a rhetorical question, Honorable Chris. What is it going to take La Republic to realize that this guy is just a smart guy eating good out of their pockets, and he cannot win a single case for them, not in the USA?
Well, first, from what I understand, and from his surname or family name or last name, Salai, I understand that one of his parents is from the northern zone, probably from Nso area. I may be mistaken with the tribe, and I believe his mom is from the central or southern region of French Cameroon, and he has taken the side of the mother, and now he is the persecutor of southern Cameroonians. So, if you want to look at it from that point of view, he is also a southern Cameroonian in a way, from the fact that he is from his family name is from Nso or from the northern zone. Now, what is he? Uh, uh, um, I will want to ask the question to know: does he consider himself a southern Cameroon, somebody from the southern Cameroons, or does he consider himself from La République de Cameroon? Since maybe I would say he has abandoned his what I would say his paternal origins, and he's now associating himself with the maternal origin. Now, I want to go to another point. And Salah is eating fat from La République du Cameroon. He has probably a budget from them, and he's eating fat. So how about the atrocity crimes that have been committed by the regime in Yaoundé against the people of the southern Cameroons? How about the scorched earth policy that they have inflicted on the people? How about the killing of women and children? We recall baby Martha, we recall Ma Api, we recall all the other children that have many children that have been killed. We recall the the genocide in general that is happening in Ambazonia and other war crimes. Has Nsalai considered those? How many times has he brought those up to the United States government and said these people are breaking international law? How many times has he done that? Those are the kind of questions that I would like to ask him. But he failed before. He's going to fail again this time. He's failed before many times, and he's going to fail again, as far as this matter is concerned.
Now, we in this struggle, or let me put it this way, in Ambazonia, we have a lot of lawyers who like to say, hey, you guys do this, go there, do it this way, do it like. I'm talking about here in the USA. I am very shocked that none of them have thought about taking this guy, Emmanuel Salai, to the court here in the USA. None of them. But I just don't understand. You will recall that the last time he took me and Tapang Ivo to court in Los Angeles. Twice, the court dismissed the charges and labeled them as frivolous charges, cases. And Tapang Ivo actually turned around and sued him, and he paid the court charges to Tapang Ivo. Where are our own lawyers? Where are our
Comrade
lawyers?
Chris,
Because we don't want to
Comrade
spend
Chris,
money that we send on ground zero to help our fighters that he so hate to be going after him, because we know he has no case. But our lawyers
Comrade,
should be
Comrade
able to
Chris.
show up. Where are Ambazonian lawyers in the diaspora?
Yes, Comrade Chris. As far as those lawyers are concerned, every person whose name is on that list so far, every person whose name is on that list, my advice right now is Salai should listen to this very carefully. They should file a class action lawsuit against him. All of them. Get a law firm or a number of law firms to work together and file a class action lawsuit against him. When those cases go to court, the U.S. legal system, the judiciary system in the United States will more and more understand what is happening in the southern Cameroons, Ambazonia. They will understand what is happening. Every member of that class action lawsuit will, of course, explain what is happening, and it will not be Salai will not be placed in a situation where he'll be forced, whether he likes it or not, to respond to their charges, and the truth will come out. The world will get to know more and more about the plight of Ambazonians, the plight of the southern Cameroonians, not only in the southern Cameroons itself, but what our people are going through abroad because of people like Ensalai.
Yeah, let me bring in Mark Chaps here. Let me bring in Mark Chaps here. He is a lawyer. I think he is well positioned to probably tackle that question. Comrade Chaps, if you can bend your camera, and if you can bend your camera a bit, wonderful. A little more. All right. So you join us. We were talking about this Manuel Nsalai guy who is reaping the lot of popularity. The Cameroon government taking money in the name of suing Ambazonians and asking the U.S. government to deport them. And my question was, where are Ambazonian legal minds, lawyers in the diaspora to take up this guy? The last time that we were in court, when he sued me and Tapang Ivo, the court said, you don't keep filing these frivolous cases. In fact, I think the Californian bar almost suspended him, almost barred him from practicing law in Los Angeles because of those cases. So my question is, why can't Ambazonian lawyers in the USA or Canada pick up a lawsuit against this guy? All what he does is defamation. We don't want to use Ambazonian money to go after him because we don't have enough money to be running after him, spilling thousands of dollars to go after him for a case that we know he will not even win. But I think that independent, individual Ambazonian lawyers can pick up in Salai for these frivolous cases. Am I wrong?
Greetings, Comrade Chris, and to all the viewers. Thanks for having me on. Yes, I just caught up the last part of that conversation. Well, there's a number of considerations that need to be made. I think you're right in asking that the Ambazonian legal minds, in the diaspora should be able to do something to try to stop these kinds of, I call it, seeking for attention, desperate efforts. Nevertheless, there's a lot of considerations that need to be made. First of all, to determine what can be done. And that would have to come from various angles, right? You're talking about a lawsuit that he filed a claim in a court and the court determined that it was frivolous. That's one way of basically giving him a slap in the face, saying, you have no basis for this. So, and you're also right that we have monies that need to be spent on better things concerning our struggle, as opposed to frivolous lawsuits. I know that it's discomforting and it's aggravating, and for many people to be experiencing this. But again, like I said, there are several considerations. It would really depend what the avenues are, what we're looking at. But just going back to this particular letter that you're talking about, this letter is addressed to the Homeland Security. and basically indicating that the Ambazonians who are listed as terrorists, making as accusations of terrorism and all whatnot. So that's certainly something that can be explored through the legal process. And you're right. I think it's one of the things that our legal minds could look at. The challenge, to be frank, is that in order to do that, this is not something that one person can take on. Certainly, one person can take on it if they have the capacity and the resources to do that. But certainly, if we wanted to make a statement in terms of what is being alleged there, then I think a concerted effort, meaning we would put together a team of lawyers who are willing to put the resources towards whatever effort they determine is the best and appropriate to seek some redress from what Mr. Salah is doing. But again, it comes down to the considerations that you raised. We have a lot of things going on. Is that the best use of our resources now? Those are some of the things that need to be determined by that team. And then determine if they want to go forward, what is the strategy, and actually what is the end goal for that initiative.
Were you able to, I don't know whether you were able to read the petition that is sent out. Were you able to read it to see exactly what you wrote there? You are a legal mind, and tell us give your own opinion about what is written there, whether it can even hold water in the court of law.
So my view, I had a quick, as you know, I just came in. That's why I'm jumping up into the show in this manner. I think I had a quick glance at it. My sense is that there is a lot of allegations made, and it simply lists the number of people whom he believes these allegations might pertain to. It's like throwing spaghetti on the wall and seeing if it sticks or if one sticks or something like that. So I don't want to delve into the particulars because I haven't read it fully and taken time to see what it is. But like I said, I glanced at it. It looks like a very broad, generalized allegations around terrorism and activities that may be associated to terrorism. And then he lists a number of individuals saying that they are associated to those activities. Now, again, because of the nature of the document, it is a petition. It's not a legal, it's not necessarily a claim. It's not a statement of claim that's being made in a court, or it's not an indictment that is being brought court. So those are two different things. This is a petition to a political, authority or political administrative authority. It's directed to Homeland Department. I don't know who there is going to be looking at it, but on the basis of that, I'm sure you can say whatever you want in a petition. It doesn't mean that it's true. It doesn't mean that it holds any merit. It doesn't mean that it's valid. But again, it's a petition. You're petitioning that something be done. So whatever it is that you, as the originator of that petition, wants to say, you could say. At the end of the day, if they decide to take it up and look into the merits of the petition, then certainly there are going to be some evidentiary considerations that Mr. Salah is going to have to make with respect to each of those individuals to substantiate whatever it is he's saying in the petition. So I think you are right at the outset that this is desperation. I know that it is aggravating for people. It puts people at risk. It creates, it's just to create a restlessness in people. It is desperation, and at the end of the day, I think we need to really consider how we want to focus our efforts in spite of this. So I'm glad that you are exposing it today and giving it some air so that people know what desperate people are doing. But I think going forward, these are things that we should not expand energy on because until Mr. Salah can bring something that has merit in a proper court of law. All of this is just attention seeking, like I said from the beginning.
Absolutely, it is attention seeking. For those of you who do not know, one of the charges in Emmanuel Insalai's lawsuit against me in California was that I was responsible for the killing of Bernard. What that Boya mayor was who? Ekema Patrick. Ekema Patrick. So can you guys imagine that? He took me to the court in California and said I was one of those who orchestrated the killing of Patrick Ekema. And the court in California looked at it and said, "Who is Patrick Ekema?" He said he is in Cameroon. And they said, "So who are his representatives here? Who are?" And the court said, "You have no jurisdiction, you have no case." He took it to another case, to another court in the same city, and the court looked at it, and the lawyer said this case was already dismissed in another court, and the second court dismissed it, and so that is what he does. That is what he does. But we are being joined by Dr. Fidelis Atianjo, who is one of those listed in that list for Donald Trump to deport to Cameroon. Dr. Atianjo, good to have you. Give us your thought on this, sir. Are you very scared?
Thank you, Comrade Chris. And I want to say good afternoon to Comrade on board on the panel. I'm very delighted to see that because I'm very happy to see things happening. The letter that was sent out, or the document sent out by Salah, is something that is very, very intriguing. And I would like to say that it is intriguing in the sense that it has really, really empowered us to look forward to this revolution or the struggle that we have all had for 8 years now, going to we're now in the 9th year. So these are frivolous claims that he has put in place to tag Ambazonians of goodwill fighters who have been doing everything to see that this struggle goes to the logical end. He's placed all these claims on us, thinking that it's something that is going to help. And it shows a lot of desperation. And they always say desperate people take desperate measures. So, this is not the first case, or this is not the first claim that he has made. He has made several claims which have been futile. None has ever resulted in anything significant or has even created a dent in our revolution, our struggle. And it plays into our hands something that is very important, especially for those who are on deportation and those who are in the United States or Europe applying for asylum. This is an indication that we have credible fear has been established by all those who are running away from Ambazonia because of the persecution by La Republique talks. So you can see that this document is very important. It's an important piece for us to use because if any asylum seeker is out there, it is time for them to come and consult our legal team so that these documents could be put together to actually justify or to add some credibility to their own case. Because credible fear is something that you need to establish so that for asylum to be granted for you. So we really appreciate Mr. Sarai. He's been doing some very terrible things to derail this revolution. And this is one of those things that he has done to actually legitimize our struggle for Ambazonians' independence.
That is very well said. Very well said. And I stated, I don't know whether you had joined yet, I said, this is the moment every Ambazonian out there must get a copy of this insalized petition. Get it into the hands of your lawyer, and your lawyer will have good reason to forward it immediately to ICE and the Homeland Security Department. Is that a good point to make?
Yes, it is a very, very good point to make because I will say that this I have written I've written some kind of affidavits based on my persecution, and also a member of the struggle and whose name has been mentioned in this struggle. So this actually gives me that more strength to my affidavits, and we in the interim government. Our legal team is going to be is going to go to work now to actually make sure that we gather all this information and write some very powerful letters with this supporting evidence from La Republique so that our brothers and sisters who are struggling here can be safe in their hands or will not be deported from the United States because credible fear has been established. I see in many forums that many people are so happy, especially those who are not comfortable with what we are doing here, the struggle. They are very happy that many Ambazonians are going to be deported, but I use this opportunity to put them to shame. That is not yet a celebration for you because we are going to prove that, put you to shame by making sure that our brothers and sisters stay here because the United States government is a lawful, the United States is a lawful state. They are not lawless like the Kangaroo or Banana Republic, like La Republique de Cameroon, where they celebrate ancestors as leaders and people who lack the vision to lead the people. So this is an opportunity for asylum seekers and those who have entered into the United States to actually benefit from, handed to us freely without anything spent by this failure in the name of Mr. Salai. I don't think this guy has ever won a case because for him to take a case against you from one court in the same city to another city, a court in that same city, it means that he doesn't even have the understanding of a system. When they say a system is built, it means that it is connected. So that in such a way that when you leave from one place, you are able to see from in another place that this place has been treated. So for him to have done that, that actually exposes his ignorance and stupidity.
It is interesting what you are saying here. That there are some people out there celebrating and jubilating, and hoping that. Sorry about that, and hoping that people like you and me are soon coming home to be roasted. I guess. I would like to hear from. Honorable Chris Ajwa, what he is seeing, reading out there with Comrade Chaps. Honorable Chris, what are you hearing out there? Do you see jubilation and celebration out there from some lot of applicants that we are soon going to be bundled home like Sisiko and others were bundled home? Are you reading that?
I'm a member of a few groups where I would say probably more than half of them are what we normally we just sometimes derogatively call them frogs or supporters of the regime. They seem to be high-fiving each other, but those that understand the system are also telling them that La République has shot itself. La République inside lie, and La République have shot themselves in the foot.
Yeah.
And that the point that we also mentioned earlier about using this as evidence against La République, I've seen in some groups, some people actually stressing that point, that this is very good ammunition, excuse the pun, for Ambazonians fighting for their freedom and liberty, and also fighting for the sovereignty of their country.
Corporate Chaps, what are you hearing or reading out there?
Yeah, I think in the places where I am, most people take the view that we have taken, that this is attention seeking. But I think most people also understand the implications of this, just as the other panelists have said, be it those who intend to show this as further evidence of affidavits they've sworn in pursuance of their claims for asylum, or people who are currently, being, I mean, we shouldn't forget the prisoners of conscience who are currently imprisoned on allegations or false, conspiracy charges that have been judged in a court on these same sort of allegations. So all around, I think this is part of that evidence that Cameroon is desperate. They are going to do whatever, and you also have desperate people out there that are going to do whatever for Cameroon to ensure that they can also enrich themselves along the way. So most of the people out here don't take this for granted. They think that we need to take it serious, just as you were saying at the top of the hour, that where are the lawyers, what can be done. And so certainly from the conversations that I'm here, people want that it should be taken serious, what it is, and to pursue whatever ends benefit Ambazonia from this kind of shooting themselves in the foot.
All right, gentlemen.
Yeah, if I may say something, Comrade Chris.
Yes, please.
I also want to take this opportunity to explain to the people who are celebrating that we are lawful, law-abiding citizens of the United States. Most of us that are on that list, I would say almost all of us are citizens of the United States. And this is the only country that we belong to, which is the United States. And even if something was done, nobody is going to be deported to a country that they do not belong there. So it's just a waste of time for them to think that things like this could happen. We are law-abiding taxpayers in this country, and we have contributed to this country in many ways. Very importantly, those in Europe, those in Canada, those in the United States. So it's just a waste of energy for them to be spreading and having that wishful thinking, entertaining themselves that something like that could happen. It is going to be impossible. So if you are celebrating, please, you rather stop your celebration and think about better things to do for yourself. We are here and we're here to stay.
Absolutely. We are here to stay, and not just to stay, we are here to fight for Ambazonia for as long as victory pens. And we are not only fighting. Let me let Endeley know and write his report. We will keep on contributing money. We will keep on buying arms. You hear me? We will keep on buying arms, contributing money, buying arms, and supporting those voices in the bush, those voices in the bushes, according to Paul Atanganji, without any fear from the trash that he writes and sends out. Nothing. We are not intimidated. None of you out there should be worried the least. He is a business guy, just making his money. I don't really blame him that much. Maybe if I were in his position, being a lawyer, I will extract as much as I can from that of to Cameroon. After all, they call it tax money. Tax money. So anything can happen to tax money. So that is that. When we come back, I would like us to discuss this chief's endorsement in La République du Cameroon of Paul Biya for another term in office. So please stay tuned. We'll be right back. Okay, thanks for staying put, ladies and gentlemen. Before I take you to the chief's endorsement of Paul Biya, I like to add this. We sent out a press statement yesterday to every Ambazonian in this country, the USA, who is concerned, worried about deportation. The interim government, I stated in that press statement, is here to assist every Ambazonian with fears of deportation. Now, if your case has already been adjudicated, that means you have gone through immigration proceedings and you were denied. Your application was denied and you were given time to leave the country. We really don't have anything we can do to remedy your situation, so it will be a waste of time for you to want to contact us, because I think we've already seen some people writing to us explaining how we can help them, whose cases have already been adjudicated. We can do nothing for as long as your case has already been heard by the immigration courts. But if you are out there, your application is pending a court hearing or a review by the immigration authorities here in the U.S. You have been to court and the court case is still coming up. You are talking to a lawyer and so on and so forth, or maybe you have not even filed anything. This is the category that we are asking. We may be able to provide you with some documentation that can argue your case. In that case, you contact us with the email address. The email address you have on your screen, ambazoniaig@gmail.com. ambazoniaig@gmail.com. When you send us an email, make sure that you narrate your story. We want to know where your application is, what is your status so far. That way we know how to prepare some information, some documentation for you. So that is that. Now let's get back to the chief's dereliction of duty, I call it. Comrades, you guys read the news coming from La République du Cameroon of Ambazonian chiefs meeting in Yaoundé with their counterparts in La République du Cameroon, taking a decision, sending out a statement endorsing President Paul Biya, the head of state. In fact, I read the press statement coming out from that conference in Yaoundé, and they started with the narration of how President Paul Biya came over television and talked about the welfare of the country, how the country ought to be, where it is going, and they realized that this is the only man. This is the only man who can deliver that country. And so because of that, they all, in consensus, agreed that Biya stand again for elections in 2025. Now, don't forget, Mr. Biya is 92 years old. He is 92 years old. He is as good as vegetable. I saw him in a conference in France recently. I don't know whether it was a Francophone or something or so. And people were literally holding him from both sides of his hand to walk him into that hall. But that is a man that Ambazonian chiefs, forget about Francophone chiefs. I'm talking about these guys. That is the man, these guys you see here, these hungry guys, they want to rule over them. What a shame. What a shame. Where I ask the question, where is their morality and where is the effrontery to stand up and say, Mr. Biya, you are too old and you have already ruled for 42 years. Step down, go and die. Why can't they say that? Well, let me get back to you, Comrade Chaps. Why can't they ask Pierre to go and die? He has been there forever.
Yeah, Comrade Chris, it's the clear, it satisfies that saying that the blind leading the blind, except in this case, it's the blind leading the one-eyed, right?
Yeah.
This is the apex of corruption, of what is actually wrong in that country. These are people who should be speaking for their people, who should be crying out on the atrocities that have been perpetrated against their people, who should be calling for sympathy and urging that if anybody were thinking about getting into La Republique's government, there should be people who are interested in actually addressing the root causes of this conflict. And
Right.
all of that because of the impact it's having. But because of the corrupt nature of the way the country is, it's not surprising that they begin the press statement the way they begin it by saying that they have observed that based on what Mr. Bia said in a live address, he is the only one. Well, he has said those same things over the last 42 or 40 years, hasn't he? And so, why hasn't he delivered the nation if that were the case? And some of these guys maybe were little boys or young men when he first. So it's just again just like the whole thing with Salah that I said, it's desperation, attention seeking. It's just the same thing here. And we're going to keep seeing a lot of this type of charade, right? Because what is it that is truly being hidden? What is truly being hidden is the impunity with which the government has dealt with the Ambazonian people. It is the impunity with which members of the regime have extracted from the rich coffers of that country, which has largely been filled by the exploits of the Ambazonian nation. What is really being hidden with all of this is the impunity with which they have put our people, our leaders, our fellow comrades on trumped up charges in prison for several years, fining them millions or billions of CFA francs. Meanwhile, the people who are really plundering the coffers of that country, while many of the young people are desperate, living in desperation, struggling to make ends meet. This is all of the things that these charades are trying to cover. So I'm glad that you're bringing it up. And you look at this gentleman here dressed in fine regalia, but what comes out
But looking
from
hungry
inside
though. Dressed in fine regalia, but looking quite hungry.
that is what I'm saying. That what is coming out of them is pretty rotten. So don't look at what's on the outside. Look at what's on the inside. And if you look at what's on the inside of this man, I think you see what's in the inside of Mr. Bia. It is just unfathomable that men like this would gather and ask a 92-year-old man who has plundered the country, who is not even able to live up to the promises. What happened to emergence? What do they call it again? Emergence 2035.
National emergence or something like that.
Closer to that time. Where are we? I mean, so those are the issues, right? Those are the issues that are being hidden by the charade, by Insala, by all of these things that these chiefs do.
Absolutely. Dr. Tienjo, what's your take on that?
Comrade Chris, it is really painful for me to think about it because this issue of chiefs and funds has been a very serious problem to our struggle. Their activities have impeded our struggle in many, many ways. One thing that Ambazonians need to know is that these are very, very hungry chiefs who are looking for opportunities to get a few francs from the state. You know, there's what we call classification of chiefs in the northwest, especially in the northwest and southwest. First class chiefs, second class chiefs, third class chiefs, and the government has kind of put them in competition to be fighting for this reclassification so that they can be paid money as chiefs. I think third class they receive 50,000 every month, and maybe second class they receive about I think 75 or 100 a month, and then first class they receive I think 100 or more in a month. So this is what they are fighting for. And you know, these people are so hungry that they do not have any other source of income. So what they do is to sit down there and be commanded by the government. That is why you see that they have sold all our traditional rights to people who do not know anything about the tradition. They will shake their hands. Northwest chiefs do not greet people with their hands, but these people will go to the extent of greeting you simply because they want to harvest a few francs from your pocket. They will do that. They will have, so it's kind of very appalling to see that these people will go to Yaoundé, sit there comfortably to endorse somebody they have not even met, somebody they are not even sure that he is able to even recognize them. So it is so shameful, lamentable, and it's a slap on our faces because if chiefs leave different villages and different areas to go and attend such a meeting, these chiefs need to go back to their palaces and they need to be called to order to make sure that they agree. It doesn't, this is what we call sacrilege because we see our land being desecrated on daily basis by these individuals. Because what they are doing is completely unacceptable. It doesn't fall within the ambits of our tradition. It doesn't fall within the rules that we actually live to as traditional people or as people with dignity. So they have sold the dignity of our people. And one thing that these chiefs have forgotten is that they are not representing themselves. They are representing members of their various communities. And when you go and bring disgrace, it is not going to be on yourself alone as a chief, it is going to be on us, the indigents of that area where you are representing. So it is really, really laughable and lamentable to see that these hungry chiefs go there in their own regalia, which might have been bought by the village development associations, to go there and showcase how stupid, I'm sorry to say this, how ignorant they are, and how they can betray their own people for a few francs. Yes. So I will take this opportunity to applaud the fund, His Royal Highness, the fund of Bafut for Nabumbi, for taking his position. He is one of those that stood firm for the fight for Ambazonians and the struggle for the liberation of Ambazonians, and he has stood his ground up to today. Those are the kind of funds we want in our land. Those are the kind of funds that need to be respected and adored in our land because he has proven that he is really a man of integrity. And by doing that, we respect him so much. Thank you.
All right. Honorable Chris, what is your take on this, sir?
Yes, from the Chris, I would like to thank Comrade Chefs and Dr. Tianjo for the way they have handled this topic. You see, the recurring points concerning these chiefs are what the people generally call belly politics. They are hungry. They are hungry for money, crumbs from the table of Paul Biya, and they are hungry for position. I can bet many of them are fighting among themselves to be noticed, to be the ones to be acclaimed as the main supporters of the CPDM party. And of course, another main factor that motivates them, or I wouldn't use the word motivate, that is like an emotion for them, is fear. Remember, they live in terrible, terrible fear about what would happen if a chief or a fund is singled out or pointed, and they say this fund is does not toe the CPDM line. And of course, the way the CPDM, everything is based on the CPDM. If you go and check, I don't know whether they carry party cards there or not. If you check their party cards, all of them, are parachiks of the CPDM party. And what is the CPDM? But essentially, like a state-sponsored terrorist group. That's what they are, because everything that is happening out there about human rights violations, they are the same people that are pushing it, either in their parliament or in their senate. Even if they are quiet about it, they support everything that is happening because they are aware about what is happening. And of course, because they pay this blind allegiance to a dictator, a tyrant, somebody who is a fascist nationalist, as I will call him, because they pay that allegiance. Nobody can even oppose. Look at Tanganji. Tanganji has made all of them fall on his kneel down by his feet, and they are scared. Everything that he says, nobody can challenge him. And some of the points that were already mentioned, I might also still mention it. Our traditions have been trampled underfoot. Our traditions have been trampled. Our traditions mean nothing. In those from Libelem County, we know that Fontem Asongani fought the Germans for 9 years. That is the history that we were taught when we were little, even in elementary school. Those chiefs fought the Germans for many years. But look at what they should be rolling in their graves just to see what the country has become. What reputable chiefs and funds of the northern zone and the southern zone that are supposed to be guarantors of tradition and culture. Look at where they have debased themselves. They have brought down the prestige of their position just for the sake of money and because of fear. They are essentially living in fear. If you look at it from that point of view, they are living in terror. That is terrorism right there. So the government itself is promoting this terror amongst our chiefs. The people they are powerless. Some of them are now powerless even to open their mouth and speak. That is what is going on. Fear and belly politics. Whatever they can grab. That's what runs them these days. Thank you.
All right, comrades, we are going to take a brief break out, and when we come back, we'll open the phone lines for your call. So please stay put. We're going to be right back.
America, the flagship model, offers personalized coaching and assistance to newly arrived individuals into the country through a concierge service and one-stop resource on your phone. The app supports essential areas of integration, such as job search strategies, benefits applications, financial literacy, credit repair, legal guidance, and more. The platform aims to become the go-to resource as you navigate the complexities of settling into a new country. Thrive America.
right, thank you for staying put, ladies and gentlemen. Before we go to the phone calls, I just like to go back to a subject that I discussed earlier in the show, the subject of 11th February celebrations in our territory. I would like you, comrades, to weigh in on that subject. We have banned for the past 8 years and counting the celebration of this so-called 11th of February in our territory. Right now, we have learned preparations are going on the ground by the Republic of Cameroon administrators to get it celebrated once more. You know, according to them, they always believe every 11th February the war is gone. They always believe every 20th May the war is gone. You have to go to the polls or go to these occasions to prove to the world that life has returned, which is the reason why we are appealing to every Ambazonian restoration fighter on the ground. You take care of your neck of the wood. We want to see Boya shut down, Bamenda shut down, Kumba shut down. Every community, LGA county in Ambazonia shut down between February the 11th and February the 12th. Nothing like so-called 11th February. And we're also hearing of this celebration of bilingualism. I'd like you guys to weigh in on this. Dr. Atienjo, you come first, please.
Okay, I understand that 11 February is the day that they had a plebiscite, and this is a day that Ambazonians need to go on their knees, face down, cry for deception. This is the day they were manipulated to believe that they are one people, which is not true. So, and the basis for which this day is celebrated is actually false. So, the celebration of 11 February has become now, I would tell you very categorical that 11 February is no more celebrated in Ambazonia. Reasons being that the struggle has been real, and the various divisional officers, they know about this. So what they do is that they have to hold these meetings to actually make money on this day, because the Ministry of Territorial Administration usually sends money to the various deals to organize parties on this day. So they take it as a day of making money, and also they charge the teachers and different offices or sectors within that various LGAs to contribute money, and this money enters into the deals, and that is what you have to use to celebrate all their own money that they have in the embezzle. So it's an opportunity for them to make some money for themselves, because head of services, they contribute money, teachers and all sort of people, they contribute money, and this money ends up in the hands of the deals. So it's an opportunity for them. So that is why you see all these meetings are holding in various localities, is because they want to make sure that money is contributed for them to put into their pockets. So Ambazonians, this is a day, it's a terrible day in our history, and we need to actually make sure that no celebration takes place in any locality, because it will be celebrating the day you were killed, the day you were led to the altar for slaughtering. That is what is happening. So it's a day that we should not encourage our people to actually celebrate. But what I know is that this is a day for the different deals to make money for themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, I read it earlier from the beginning of the show. Dr. Endeley, EML Endeley, called it a red letter day. A red letter day. And we're not going back to it. Comrade, thank you for being part of the show. Dr. Honorable Chris and Chaps, thank you for being part of the show. Oh, Chap is still here. I thought you were gone. I will let the two of you weigh in on this before I go. Honorable Chris, weigh in on this 11 February thing, and then Chaps, and then we'll call it.
No, 11 February actually is when the fraud, the lies, the deception started concerning Ambazonia, the former British Southern Cameroons. Even the plebiscite itself from the get-go was nothing but a scam. It laid the foundation for the annexation and colonization of Amazonia and the that is happening now. That is where it started. Plus the other stuff that are like so-called 20th May and their forced reunification, things like that. And we are here now with La République du Cameroon, with their flag and their one-star flag for their so-called unitary state. Ambazonia is not and never will a part of La République du Cameroon. They had their independence on a different date than the Southern Cameroons, according to the United Nations General Assembly resolutions. It's a long story, but our people should not be deceived. Those who believe in freedom, those who believe in liberty, those who believe in the sovereignty of the country, those who believe in independence, the independence of their country, of Ambazonia, will continue to fight to free it no matter what. Even up to our last breath, we will keep fighting for it. And of course, Ambazonia will be free. I know that Ambazonia is already free in heaven. Ambazonia is already free in heaven, and the La République will never stop it. Thank you.
Thank you. Chaps, please go ahead and fill in on your take on this 11 February thing.
Yeah, no, I think that it's a day when people all across the territory and the diaspora should put in some time for reflection, reflect about why we are carrying on this fight, why this struggle is where it is, and rather than focus on the fraud that was perpetrated on our people, look at what you can do. What can you do to ensure that we continue to fight for a free Ambazonia? What is it that you can contribute in any way that your capacity allows? I think that would be a proper reflection, and we should be able to see a struggle invigorated, more energized, because it's a reminder of why we are fighting this fight.
Thank you, gentlemen, for joining me, Dr. Tianjo, Honorable Chris, and Chaps. Thank you for being part of the show, please. Okay, at this moment, I am going to open the phone lines, and I see the phones are shouting already. Let me see. Hello. Hello, sir. This is Maître Nikonf, I guess.
Yeah, this is Maître Nikonf from the Netherlands. As always, you must be blessed with this name and voice right now.
Absolutely, I do. What is on your mind, sir?
Yeah, I really want to thank you again, once again, this evening with you and your panel for always bringing information to our people. So I will comment on a few topic you introduce here. Actually, let me go back to the plebiscite. The 11th February used to be called Empire Day in Southern Cameroon.
Correct.
A day where various games were organized. Athletes who could perform in various fields of sports who win a lot of prizes and stuff like that. So I think La République du Cameroon had designed this day for a purpose, so as to keep distorting the facts in our homeland. And then let me come back to this day called plebiscite. Plebiscite is not like a vote that they give you is an agreement. Plebiscite vote is like an attorney. So it was a vote given to our people, the leaders of Southern Cameroon, go and negotiate with La Republic du Cameroon, then come back to us. But now, ever since then, La Republic du Cameroon have construed this day, this vote, as an agreement. And when there is an agreement, at least two parties must sign. Till this day, the Republic of Cameroon cannot demonstrate to the wider world that this is the union treaty we have signed between Southern Cameroon and the Republic of Cameroon, so as to give them access over our territory. So we remain completely separate from them. Let's give this message across to our people. We are never part of the Republic of Cameroon. We have never been part of them. This is one point clean and clear. So this time around, my brother and my comrade, please, whether the chiefs from Ambazonia, these are hungry people. Some of them are being manipulated, being forced to go to your own day by their Tanganji. If you don't go, they come and burn their palace overnight or they kill you overnight. Those who have conscience, firm belief over their people will not go. Let's forget about all this shit. Already there will be no election in Ambazonia. Any other person who carry out any activities in our homeland is a moving target.
Yeah.
Need to be eliminated. That is clean and clear. We don't want election in our homeland, and there will be no election in our homeland. Let the chiefs go there and receive their 1 million or 4 million and 5 million and 8. That is their problem. Bia himself, we don't even know whether he will be candidate for election or not. It shouldn't concern Ambazonia. What should concern our Ambazonia is there should be no February 11 in our homeland. Clean and clear. No 20th May in our homeland. All political parties, it has been banned in our home. This is the message we should continue to be sending to our people, my brother. Please, my fellow comrades. Let me make a point on this idea, this topic of repatriation. I saw in this of 1,736 you say Cameroonian to be repatriated. Of this list, I don't know how many Cameroonese are there, because if an Ambazonian is on this list, he or she deserves the right to stay in the state, because the Congress itself has passed the temporary protected status for our people to stay in America due to the war in our homeland. A Francophone has no right to use it. They have been benefiting because of this our struggle and then taking advantage of it all along. We should fight for them, our own people, not Cameroonese.
Of course,
if
no, we are not fighting.
Let them be repatriated.
Yeah, we are fighting for our own people. We are asking our own people to reach out to us. Ignore French Cameroonese.
No Cameroonese had the right to benefit from this TPS.
Yes.
No Cameroonese. And on the second point, if an Ambazonian case has been either rejected for the first time in court, he or she still have the right to appeal, because might be the lawyer in charge or the judge in charge might not have been vested with the current development that has been going on. With evidence that have surfaced, with everything happening now, I think a second hearing can still grant these people a second chance to get their stay, my fellow comrade. Please.
Well, that is true. Again, it just depends on how far your case has gone. There are people who have reached the end of the road, and they are now in fact, we are told there are 1 million of them, 1 million whose cases have been heard, denied, and asked to leave. 1 million of them. But let's hope that those whose names are still in the process, they get protected. Thank you for calling.
All right, thank you very much, comrade.
All right. Hello.
Hello, comrade Chris. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir. This is from Ngoketwinja, correct?
Yes, I'm calling from Colonial, Chris.
Okay, what is on your mind, sir?
Yes, comrade Chris, I just want to comment about the quarter heads. I'll call them the quarter heads. They are not fonts or chiefs. I'll call them the quarter heads. Their action, in fact, they have just confirmed their banishment from Southern Cameroon, from Ambazonia. Yes, they just confirmed it. And then talking about satellites later, at one point in time, there is always something someone thus that will push us forward, like Tanganji at one point. If this struggle is at this point, he also contributed in his own way. So the Salah's letter is another contribution to give us the way forward.
Yeah, I think Salah should actually be regretting that that he sent out that letter at this time. He should really be regretting. Do you really think that Donald Trump or Homeland Security here in the U.S. will read that letter and say, "Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you"? Never, of course not.
That's the impression he has. That's the impression he has. But unfortunately for him, it will backfire.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you for the call, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, the phone line is still there, open. Go ahead and call and make your contribution. The phone line remains open. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Good evening, sir. Good evening.
Good evening, sir. Where are you calling from, please?
I'm calling from Douala.
Okay, that is in the neighboring La Republique.
Yes, sir.
Okay, what is on your mind, sir?
I want to just thank you people for the clarification of whatever lawsuit they have put on you people, because we are just confused here, because there is a news channel here in social media, phones, that have reported it, and they, as if everybody is just happy to see that you people are to be deported, that the U.S. Law firm has...
hold on there. What is it? What is the news channel?
It's phone is.
Is it a television channel?
No, it's just social media.
Oh.
It's that when you just buy your phone, the news just come like that. Yes, it's just come where you just buy same news from that.
And that is a Cameroon channel?
Yeah, sure that the person must be political somebody with the regime of because the man does not really talk on the opposition parties. He does not give any positive news about a opposition party, but it's like a civil news. Somebody who I don't know, really. But the man talk most on this issue, and when anything happened, the way he announced it, the way it's right, it is just right to insult us like that. I don't really know.
Is it francophone or anglophone?
He report both in French, but it's English. Both of the news that he sent out is in English.
Okay.
It's in English.
So you got people very excited that Chris Anu is finally being chartered home. Right?
So everybody, their photos are on that because your photos are there. All before you send out any write-up, the photos are down. You have already put all the photos down.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you will be very disappointed. Very, very disappointed. So we are saying
I'm
that
just happy because the way they have spoken, it gives us confidence because they have been trying to do the person that is running behind you people. We have tried that several times, and we are seeing that because they have waited to always find you people here. They have waited for long.
Yeah. Right. Well, I hope people like you are watching and listening. Let them know they have given us an opportunity. It's a blessing and not a curse. We thank God for Manuel and Salai and his advisors there in Cameroon. Thank you for the call.
That's true. Thank you too.
All right.
Thank you. Okay.
Okay, the phone line is open. Go ahead and call. Let me hear from you, especially if you are on ground zero. Let me hear what people are saying in the neck of your hood. In your neck of the hood about this frivolous Manuel and Salai's petitions. Hello. 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 Hello, I think you got a bad connection, sir. Your network is not good. Your network is not good. The phone line is open. Keep trying. Keep trying. Keep trying to call. The phone line is still open. Okay. Connecting. You have a bad connection, sir. I guess it should be your network. Your call is not coming through. Okay, hello. 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 Can you hear me? Hello. All right, the call dropped. Hello.
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 I can hear you.
All right, where are you calling from, sir?
Can hear you, sir.
I can hear you now. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Bengui.
Mbengui. Okay, all right. What is your contribution? The network is not good for him. Let's get to the next caller here. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Where are you calling from, sir? Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yes. Where are you calling from?
Yes. Good afternoon, comrade.
Good afternoon, sir. Where are you calling from?
Calling from Minnesota.
Wonderful. Okay. What is on your mind, sir?
Yes. I just came from the home. I'm in Minnesota.
Okay. Oh, you just came from home. Are you saying you just moved
I just
here?
came from home. So I don't know whether I will be going back.
Okay. Well, I hope your bags are packed and just waiting for anything, right?
Yes.
Have you already filed for your asylum?
Yes, I've done that.
Okay. You have to pray hard.
Yes, I just wanted to ask you one thing.
Okay.
Yes, because I don't know what is really happening with you people. When you people are here, you don't think of coming together. What's really happening? Because this is time. Those of you who have been calling yourself leaders, this is time you need to come together to fight for these children, to fight for those of us who have just run from home and come here. So please, but in fact, our fathers used to go out for campaign and campaign on one platform. And when they come back, they sit on one table and eat together. You don't know that there's opposition between them. But today, you people think there's a problem. You people have been fighting each other, abusing each other. You don't need to come up and say, brothers, this is time for us to come. You people should stand up now.
Let me ask you a question. You said you just came from home, correct?
Yes.
And do you watch ACN?
ACN, no, that's not. I used to watch, but ABS.
ABS, okay.
Yes, ACN is. In fact, the destruction they've done on Ground Zero is wonderful.
That's ADS, yeah, I get you.
People keep on pretending. They're talking about Achoayaba. We are suffering.
Yeah, comrade, I hear your question. I hear your question, and I believe you are an adult, a mature person, and you know that there is a saying: you can take a horse to the stream, but you cannot force the horse to drink, right?
Yes.
So we are dealing with human beings. There are some of us in this struggle who believe that if it is not us taking the country to Boya, then everything should spoil. You also believe those who think all these different groups are like political parties, and so everybody has to be strategic and not cave in for anything. That is the problem. That is the problem. But the good thing is this. The good thing is this. I'm sure you have heard of what we'll call the Consultative Commission. It's a team of different leaders. Almost every leader is there. I think I can only count two people who are not there. Two leaders who are not there. So that is a critical majority, as I will call it, and I can assure you, probably before February is over, you will hear some statements coming out from that organization. So we are putting everything together. You don't have to worry about that.
Try to do that.
Those who do not want to come together, we will ignore them.
Because it's highest time. We have a clean case that we are suffering. People are dying. The ADF has spoiled the struggle because they have been struggling to do everything. They are in battle, but they don't do anything. They stop people. I paid my liberation tax to Efan before he died.
How much was your liberation tax?
In fact, those type of things, in fact, it's a science time case that you people should come together.
How much was your liberation tax?
You have done wrong. It's highest time. The people in Ground Zero are suffering, especially the Bamenda people. They supported, they stood for this fight, and then the people take it as if it's a joke. I want the people in the diaspora, why can't they not take a decision right now to say, you people go in for those of us who have run from there, come their children who have passed through.
Well, let me tell you, let me touch on, hold on there.
Hold on there.
Ambazonian
who are in diaspora.
Yes, hold on there, comrade. Hold on. Let me touch on another angle on the Ambazonians in the diaspora who have escaped from the war, the ones you are referring to. We have one problem with them. Ambazonians, they are here in their thousands. They come here, they seek asylum in the name of the conflict in Ambazonia. They gain their asylum, they start working, start making money. You think that they contribute a dime to the struggle. They do not. They do not. We are doing what we are doing here at the interim government just so they understand that in spite of they are staying away from supporting the struggle that has given them favor, taking them to the USA. We are still here for them. And I hope that they will learn from it, because we could say, hey, forget about them. What are they doing here? How have they supported the struggle? But we are not doing so. We hope that they will learn a lesson with this. Because, comrades, again, we are thousands of us in the diaspora. Just imagine if every Ambazonian in the diaspora was putting in only $5 a month into this struggle. Why would we be struggling to fund it? Of course not. Do you know why?
Yes.
Do you know why?
No.
Do you know why?
No.
Yes.
No.
Hello.
I'm getting you. You say,
yes.
You know why? I don't want to hear.
Yes, so on ground zero, you have some fighters who are harassing people, kidnapping people, taking ransoms, and so on and so forth. Those fighters kidnapping people, taking ransoms, you no longer can control them because they're making maybe much more money on the ground than the money that is coming from the diaspora. And if they are making much more money on the ground, it becomes difficult for you in the diaspora to advise them. But if the diaspora was coming together and saying, let's fund these guys who can also be advising them, can you imagine the difference it will make?
Yes.
All right.
No, yes, please, I just really want to beg all of you that I'm just from Ground Zero, and what we have suffered in Ground Zero, in fact, especially in the Northwest province, other places like Southwest, places are calm, but Northwest is a question of every day. It's a question of, People are dying. They are kidnapping people on daily basis by ADF, whom they claim they want to take Ambazonians to Boya.
Yeah.
In fact, I don't know, you had a powerful voice when you were talking, when you were with Sako. Everybody, when you come on, I was fighting when I was in Ground Zero. Whenever you have a speech, I was rushing to go to television to listen to whatever thing you are saying. But what has happened today? What enmity has come that you people cannot come together? You cannot go to Sako. We talk, let's fight for the blood of our people that are going down. You are not talking to him. He's not talking to you, all of you. What is happening?
Well, you keep on repeating the same thing. As I have said to you, you can take a horse to the river. You don't force the horse to drink the river.
Do it openly. Nobody should go on the platform and say, Sako, please, this is this.
No, I don't need. Why do I need to do
people
that?
Cannot be saying, everybody, you have talked about coming together.
Yes, hold on. Yes,
coming together and sitting on one spot.
No, you are mistaken because I don't. You are mistaken because do I have to come on television and announce what I have done or what I am doing? Do I have to do that?
Because we know that we are not. Yes, normally you have to say no. And when I met this person and I tried to reconcile with him,
don't be worried. Don't be worried. Oh, no, then there is no wisdom. No. There is no wisdom. There is no wisdom. There is no wisdom in coming to sit on television to say when I met that person or talk to that person. The moment will come. The moment. Listen to me, sir. Listen to me. Listen to me. You can stand at a distance and make all the suggestions. If you are not in there, you are not wearing the shoe. You don't know exactly how to manage it. If I told you that I have gathered Ambazonian leaders probably just about 2 months ago, and I even suggested everybody, including Chris, I know, give up your position. Step down. Step down. Let's create a unique leadership. Everybody step down. Do you know what happened?
No.
Now, this is the first time I'm saying this on TV. The same leaders we are talking about said, if it is not me, because I am the natural leader, I mean, referring to them, not Chris Ano. They said if it is not them leading, then everybody forget. I mean, there are people who were in there. We had those meetings. Listen to me. We had those meetings for. Hold on. Let me finish. You brought out the subject. Hold on. Hold on.
To deport them because it's only going to give 20 guns allowed to Paul Biya to say, oh no, they were there, they were saying this, they have come back. And then, in fact, so I'm just saying that with the letter, as we are saying, it's good that the lawyers, our lawyers, Ambazonian lawyers, should take the letter as an example and follow up the case and say, okay, no, these people, look at proofs to show that we ran from our country because of the war that we have that was declared on oath by the dictator.
All right. Thank you for the call, sir. Thank you for the call.
Okay, thank you, sir. God bless you. I wish you the best. Happy New Year.
Thank you. Same to you. Again, I hope that those asylees are hearing us. Our platform, the interim government, is open. You have, we've given you the email address to reach out to us if your case is still pending. If your case is no longer pending, which means you've been to court and they said they can't grant you asylum, you have to return, there is nothing we can do there. Absolutely nothing. But if your case is still pending, we can at least do something, and you should contact us, write to us at Ambazonian IG. Ambazonian IG at gmail.com. Ambazonian IG at gmail.com, and we will be able to hear your story and see what we can do. Okay, somebody writes from Ground Zero. Hello, my comrade. Good evening, sir. Thank you for the wonderful updates and also to your panelists. Oh, please, sir, thank you for clarifying the air that you people are going to are not going to be deported. We thank God Almighty for being there for us and any of the funds. They are so possessed to be called quarterheads from now. Thanks. Okay. All right. But somebody writing from Ambazonia. All right, ladies and gentlemen, in the absence of any other call, I will call it a night at this moment. Again, the contact information is right there for you, ladies and gentlemen, for you asylees who have not received your permanent status yet and you are afraid of deportation. If your case is still pending, you have filed your papers and your case has not been heard, or your case has been heard, and whatever that is still pending, for as long as you have not been denied asylum, you can reach out to us with the email address you have on your screen. And with that, we'll call it a night here, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tuning in and being part of the broadcast today. God bless you all.